I got the BlackRock 997 Type 8 wheels and the new Kenda Klever 35 by 10.5 by 17 inch tires installed yesterday. This is step one of where I'm transforming this Willys Wrangler EcoDiesel into a Rubicon killing beast of a Jeep machine. And there's gonna be a lot of parts put on it. And this is the second video in that, and I'm gonna get these tires all ready. So I drove straight home because there's a couple things I have to do before I can start really driving in this Jeep and test these out in the desert. I need to reprogram the ECM so it knows that I have larger tires on the Jeep. I have a device called an ECRI, and I'll show you how in this video how that I'm gonna reprogram these for that. Right now, it's like super hot here in New Mexico, unbelievable. It's hard to do anything outside. I'm sure my camera's not gonna wanna work after a little bit. I'm gonna unload this Jeep because I got 5 of the Steelies that were on this Jeep in the back. I have my old spare tire, which I'm gonna put on Facebook Marketplace. And I have a new spare tire that I'm gonna need to figure out how I'm gonna mount that and if my tailgate's gonna be strong enough to hold it. But for now, I'm just gonna unload the Jeep and try to enjoy just the thought of having beautiful new wheels and tires. It's a really hot setup. I mean, I'm just loving it. It looks great. I know it's gonna perform great. I can't wait to get them off-road. But for now, I'm gonna do some prep, and it's a little too hot because with the ECRI, I need to get underneath the dashboard and do a little bit of disconnecting and reconnecting there and to get that unit to work. But I'm not gonna do that now because it's just too dang hot in there. Let me just get this unloaded, and this will be the start of the second step in transforming this Willys Wrangler EcoDiesel into just a beast. I call it a super Jeep. It's gonna be just awesome when it's done, and you'll be able to follow along in all my videos. I'll take it step by step and make a video for each step it takes to go through that process. It should be pretty interesting. I'm gonna touch on a lot of subjects. So a lot of you Wrangler owners probably maybe have never ever seen what's underneath your spare tire, but this is what it looks like. And this one's modified because I added the Mopar tailgate reinforcement to it just to make everything stronger, and I did put a bigger tire on. Tailgate itself, it's not super strong. They don't make it super strong. If you need to put a bigger tire and you're gonna do that, you should do some reinforcing on it. I use the Mopar. There's a lot of them out there. There's maybe some that are better. This seems to have worked out pretty well for me. So I'm gonna need to see how my new 35-inch tire as opposed to my old Toyo 33 ends up fitting on here. I may have to adjust the brake light up and down, but I'll get into that. But first I gotta unload this Jeep. So let's see what we got in here. This is the spare. You can imagine pretty hard fitting all this stuff into the Jeep. So I've got here a Toyo Open Country 285/75/17. It's a mud terrain tire. These are fantastic tires. This was a spare, so it's never been used. I'll be putting this on Facebook Marketplace, maybe taking a little bit of the sting of the new wheels and tires out. I sold a Nitto Ridge Grappler recently. It took a year on Facebook Marketplace and all the clowns trying to beat me down. Finally, I sold it for $100, and it's like a $400 tire. So I'm not expecting too much. We'll see. We'll put it on there and see how it goes. The next thing that the tire guy has stuffed inside here for me is my new spare tire. Oh! There's a bit of weight to that. It's a little bigger tire. It's a D-rated tire, so it doesn't have as many plies, I don't think, as that Toyo. It's still pretty heavy, and obviously I've got steel wheels, so I knew there was gonna be a weight penalty there. I'm not worried about that because my EcoDiesel can turn these, and when I upgrade my axles, which is part of the plan, I'm not gonna have to worry about snapping an axle. They're gonna be just bomb-proof. They should be, at least. Famous last words, right? But this is gonna be the new spare. Great looking setup. I mean, the BlackRock wheels have a 4.5-inch backspace. So on an 8-inch rim, that means it's got 0 offset. But it does put the wheels and tires farther out because I'm gonna be upgrading the front suspension on this Jeep, and that's gonna require a little more room. The OEM wheels will not work. And also, I just think they're cool as heck. On my wife's Gladiator, I have BlackRock Steelies with the D window. I showed these to her, and then we were talking about which one she likes better. She says she likes the D window. I would have been willing to pop the D window wheels with the Mickey Thompsons on them off, throw them on this Jeep, and give her the brand new wheels and tires if she liked this pattern better. She's digging those D window on her, and they look great on the Gladiator. We'll keep these on the Wrangler, and these are gonna let me, it gives you a tougher looking stance. It's gonna look pretty mean from the front, and we'll see that when I take this out in the desert and get some video. This is gonna be my spare, and I'm gonna need to figure out how to mount it. The other thing I have with this spare tire being mounted there is I have my X-Venture XV3 trailer that I like to tow when I'm going off-road and doing my overlanding, and I'm gonna need this tire to clear my trailer because I like to be able to get in here for gear when my trailer's hooked up. So I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna do that and kind of mock this up and see how that's gonna work. So the other thing I got left over from this big tire change day is I have 5 Mopar Steelies. And I love these wheels. They come with an OEM offset, so I couldn't use them. So I needed to push those new tires out farther. So I'm gonna have 5 of these, and these are gonna go on Facebook Marketplace. I could sell them one at a time. I could sell them all 5 at once. We'll see what happens. For anybody who's interested, this is a made in the USA wheel. Part number is 0475 5290 AA-001. So these have about a 6.5 inch backspace. It's a nice solid steel wheel. I wasn't really looking forward to this, but to get that heavy spare up on the spare tire carrier, I used the Muddy Ruttzz 2-step lifting process, which consists of a small stool for step 1, a small bench for step 2, and step 3 is hoisting the tire up onto the carrier. It wasn't too bad, but lining up those studs was a little bit of a problem. That 35-inch tire looks to be the max for an OEM Jeep spare tire carrier. The old bumpers are a little short, so I ordered some longer ones to keep the tire from moving out on the trail. That third brake light just peeks over the top of the new Kenda Klever. So it looks like the spare tire does fit on the stock spare tire mount. I have the stock spare tire mount, but I have a additional tailgate reinforcement. Let's see how the door feels when we open it. No problem. It was a massive effort to get the tire up here. I use my Muddy Ruttzz 2-stage tire lifting process to do that. That's how I get tires in the back of the pickup truck too. But it gets the tailgate reinforcement, really works well. These hinges, that's what I always thought was the weak spot, but actually I guess they're super stout, even though they don't look it, and the reinforcement doesn't actually do anything for the hinges. It just reinforces the tailgate itself. But this thing's opening just fine. 2-inch bigger tire than before. Now I'm up to the last thing I need to do to get this Jeep ready to drive on the new larger tire. I'm gonna take this ECRI device, and it comes with a bypass module and a module that you plug into your OBD2 port, and there's a ton of settings. There's tire size, there's axle ratio, transfer case ratio, PMS, disable, running lights, all kinds of different things that you can do with this ECRI. And I've used it 4 times. You buy the unit and then you pay for each VIN number that you use it with. And once you pay for that VIN number, you can use it over and over again, do all kinds of stuff. So I've already used it twice on my Wrangler, used it twice on the Rubicon. I haven't taken advantage of a lot of the other settings. I've only used it to change the tire size. The really nice thing about this ECRI is we're gonna program in the tire size that I measured with my stick rule. It also uses GPS, and that is super accurate. So we can measure, we might fudge a little bit here and there once we get on the road, and I'll show you how this works with using it for the GPS. So the measurement that you take that you need to put in the ECRI app is from the center of the hub to the ground, and then you multiply it times 2. So the measurement I got was 16 3/8, and then we multiply that times 2. That's going to give us 32 3/4. So I'll get this bypass module installed underneath here, and then we'll be in business. We'll be able to set a tire size. So I got the bypass module plugged in here under the dash. Both plugs are in. Now we're ready to start programming the tire size. To do the programming, we plug the ECRI module into the OBD2 port, turn on the ECRI app, and hit the ignition button twice to put the vehicle in run without starting it. The app will ask you to pay for that VIN number if you haven't, and then it reaches interacting and you're ready to go. You'll see a whole lot of options, but I'm changing tire size, so I enter the measurement from center of hub to ground times 2 we got earlier. Hit confirm, and the ECRI will reprogram the body control module and powertrain control module and recalibrate shift points and speedometer. But to be even more accurate, we'll use GPS. That requires driving the vehicle. We start the process over, but this time we'll choose GPS calculation from the bottom menu. Make sure you have a driver or someone to watch the phone for you while you're doing this. The ECRI needs you going over 40 miles per hour to start the GPS calculations, but I find it works best when you drive at a steady 60 miles per hour for a while. I edited the video and did not show a lot of the calculation process. It seems like the ECRI uses the previous measurement and splits the difference with the new GPS calculation, but don't quote me on that. Once the app said program vehicle, I found a safe place to pull off the highway, park, and hit the program vehicle button, confirmed, and watch the progress circle on the app completing the programming. Then I removed the ECRI, the bypass module, and plugged my connectors back in under the dash. Shift points and speedo should be super accurate now. I sped this up to move the video along. It takes actually longer than this, but driving home, it seems like the shift points are great and everything's working well. Those are a few of the things I had to do to get those 35s up and running on my Jeep Wrangler EcoDiesel. Over the next few weeks, this Jeep's going to be transformed from just a regular Willys Wrangler into just a beast of an off-road vehicle. Hit that subscribe button, follow along with the whole series, leave me a thumbs up, and leave a comment. What would you do if you had that 15 grand to spend on this Jeep? I'll see you on the next one, and don't forget, I'm Muddy Ruttzz, the best is yet to come.